We're all in this kind of living history together during COVID-19. It's been months when it first happened. I know I was in shock and I thought, maybe if we all stay inside for a month, everything will be okay. It's been a little while now. I do work sometimes in the community frontline and sometimes from home. So I am a frontline worker at times. But how has quarantine affected your workplace and how you're working? And of course, without, exposing anything, I know you're both working with vulnerable people, so there's only so much you can say. But how has it changed your everyday work?
Um, well, I think for me, just speaking from the home care aspect, oh my God, my dog. I'm so sorry.
No, that's awesome.
Oh, Daisy, come on, go. Jeez.
Hi, Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
First
Oh,
time on the CC
she's
show.
only 5 months, so
She's just
um
excited to be on. That's all.
yeah. With home care, I find that the big difference is number one, you're going from home to home, right? Long-term care, you're kind of in one space, and that doesn't necessarily make it safer, less safe. Um, but it's just the routine aspect of it has changed. Masks are mandatory all the time, and it's just a bigger screening process. It has to be constant. You have to make sure that you're screening yourself as well as the people that you are taking care of because you are putting yourself at risk, as well as the people that go into their home, as far as family members, things like that. Um, so it really is just being a lot more aware and just making sure that you're keeping yourself safe because I find that unfortunately a lot of times people don't take this seriously. And with the elderly community, that's from what we can tell is who is most vulnerable. So that's definitely the biggest change is just making sure that you're more aware and um, taking care of yourself and taking care of others.
Yeah, my grandma's also in a long-term care facility, so it's ladies and folks like yourselves that are taking care of her right now while I'm unable to visit her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm building my career and my life. So I'm so grateful, to long-term care workers, but also home care workers, so that folks who are able to stay home have that ability too. Um, Court, did you have anything you wanted to say about just how it's changed work? Like I know you've been there for about a year. You mentioned post grad. So has it the first half of your work versus the last few months since COVID hit changed?
Oh yeah, it's definitely been challenging. Like having to wear the face masks all the time, and it's very hot, and the residents they're wondering why we have them on, and if they're a lot of change for them, and they're scared. So we just have to reassure them that we're doing the best we can, and they're safe, and just having to get tested twice a week, or I mean once every 2 weeks, sorry. And for the residents and for myself, I know it's
Oh,
it's scary and it's difficult, and um, just yeah, we're just trying to stick together and keep them safe as possible. And I know not being able to have their family come in and stuff, that's really it's hard for anybody, but you know, so just stuff like that has been challenging, but we're all trying to do the best we can.
oh, absolutely. We're definitely all in this memory together. That's what I was gonna ask too, is if like you had to get tested or if either of you had been tested or like if you just, if you feel like you've been exposed to someone, then like of course you would because you care about your people. But have you been tested? Holly? Sorry.
I have not been tested yet, and it, from what I understand, is not mandatory through my job. I know at the long-term care homes it is,
Mm-hmm.
but that is not to say that it is not something that is definitely pushed,
Mm-hmm.
um, because again, it's just about being aware. If you feel as though you have symptoms, if you've been around anybody who has symptoms, anything like that, even a client that we have, if they that's the whole point is the screening process. If anything is even remotely a little off, then you need to just take the initiative yourself and be safe, get tested. Um, my mom actually works for Algoma Public Health, so I am lucky in that sense that I get the updates that are being released to the public, and at home. Um, and my boyfriend, who I live with, is working with the public as well a lot, so he has been tested.
Mhm.
That was something that he just decided to do. So um, it's not mandatory at my job. I kind of wonder if it should be, but yeah, as long as you're being aware and yeah.
Yeah, I think also my job also like was, encouraging it, and I'm really scared to
I am
put
too.
up, but if I felt like I had symptoms or any of like the diverse effects, I would take that responsibility because I wouldn't want to get anyone around me sick.
Hmm.
So it's not mandatory, but it is encouraged at my work, and of course to self-isolate if you are having symptoms and get tested before returning to work, because it's important, right? Like you want to
Yep.
have accountability to the people you're taking care of. Like
Hmm.
I know you know they end up being, you care about your people, right, when you work in
Yep.
these